Hello everybody, and welcome to VRML Channel 2. Joining me today is my co-caster Sputnik Cobra, and on the cam SoMuchForSubtlety. How's it going, Sput?
It's going great, just getting up. It's an early day for me in North America, so just getting up and getting ready for all the casts for today and getting excited.
Of course, so the games we have for you today, first of all, we're kicking it off with Phantoms vs Paradox, which is happening right now, and followed by Quackheads vs Paradox, followed by Phantoms vs Quackheads. So, pretty decent matchups, and I mean, I hope that they're going to be pretty close games. So, what are your predictions, Spot, on your, I know, pretty limited knowledge?
I'm looking at these stats, I'm looking at the numbers, and I'm just going to have to go with Phantoms. I've been saying it all season. I look at their, just look at their stats. There's a 0 on the losses. I'm going to go with Phantoms.
Of course. We always root for the underdogs here. So, of course, Paradox, it would be, I mean, I'm not going to rule them out, of course, immediately. But, I mean, it would be pretty unlikely, and it would be a huge upset just looking at the standings. But, I mean, Paradox have some great individual players who've been playing for a pretty decent amount of time, so you know, who knows, anything could happen. So I think we're gonna kick off this neutral joust pretty soon. Team's starting to ready up, so never mind, it looks like looks like I just got a ready sound for basically no reason. Anyway, yeah, what the rest of the matches today, Quackheads vs Paradox is going to be pretty close, just judging on what I've seen of both of the teams before. And then Phantoms vs Quackheads as well, and there we go. Now kicking off at this neutral joust.
And this is our first game of the day on VRML Channel 2, and we are excited. This is one of 3 for Tournament B to get that spot in the semi-finals.
And here we go immediately. That pass from Matty comes out to Nillywick, but good coverage there by Senor Loco to get that stun away. And Nillywick and Torrin again with an immediate boost over to the defense. Torrin getting that stun away. just to buy them a little bit more time. But here comes another great stack, but being pressured very timely by Torin, who's just going to miss that, but going to force the clear into Sundance's hands, but more pressure here by Paradox. He's going to force that clear again. Going straight though into Matty's hands, he's going to pass to Torin, and Torin just looking to buy some time. Now passing it to Sundance, taking this pretty slowly here. Another back pass here to Matty, and Torin going to look for that cross pass, but not quite there. Matty trying to recollect here, but good pressure there by Paradox, and a couple stuns out, and it's forcing the back pass again to Sundance. So again, they're just looking to play this pretty slowly, very calm and collected, but Matty gets it stunned pretty straight away by Senor Loco, and now Paradox is start looking to take this, but it's being slapped away here by Niluik, and then it's cleared back to the other side yet again. It's on the Phantom side now, but just before Baguette is about to grab that into 2-point bubble, he is stunned away by the Phantom stack. So Torin and Niluik here, again getting a reset in their half.
90 seconds off the clock, but finding that shot at 23 meters. Matty finding the 3, getting points on the board for Phantoms. Really stopping that point shutout with style, finding that 3 while playing in transition. The defense wasn't able to respond. They weren't able to get set up in goal, and effectively they weren't able to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, it was looking really good. Really great efforts there by Paradox, especially on the defense in the first few plays. Unfortunately, though, the stacks weren't quick enough at the back. And the goalie just getting there, and again, here we go. The pass to Sundance, and the immediate shot is going to cause yet another 3, so we really need to see the Paradox stacks getting back to defense a little bit quicker.
It's just difficult to play in transition as quickly as Phantoms. You saw that quick relay they ran. They were able to get the pass forward, Matty to Sundance, and Sundance was able to just put that 3 in before that defense was able to get back in position.
Of course, it's definitely not as easy as just saying, just go faster. It's the reason that Phantoms are at the top right now. They're so quick to play in transition, like you said, and it's just so difficult for any team to keep up with, and that's why they've never lost a game in VRML. Baguette here with the pass to Oculalan here, trying to set up a little bit of an offense here, but it's just a 2v2 in the bubble, but just trading stuns, and Echo not able to get that pass to Oculalan. That's going to be very costly, and now they should be finding the stacks, but Matty's going to deny one of them. And it is going to be the Paradox stack is going to get back in time, but Matty again, he's just taking all the time in the world to try and make it to get as many Phantoms players in the bubble as possible, make it as high a percentage shot as physically possible. So they just take so much time, and here we go, forcing that stack out, and then the pass from Torin just missing Niluik's hands. But the pressure that they're putting on that defense now, Paradox, just by passing it around. It's really causing some mistakes defensively from Paradox, and just like there we see 3 people in the same position and a couple of them getting stunned out, and now Matty trying to retake the disc, passing it back again, just to try and find a little bit of an open shot, being pressured there by Oculalan, but just not finding the disc, and now Matty trying to push this forward, trying to bait that stack away, and he does exactly that. Torin trying to walk this up, goes for the high percentage shot to Niluik, and he will walk that straight behind the goal. You can see Phantoms just do not go for shots unless they're going to go in, which is, again, it's why they convert so much, and it's why their point record is so ridiculous. They do not take shots unless they know for a fact it is going to go in, and that one definitely is going to go in. I mean, the dunk behind the backboard, I mean, almost impossible to save. No matter how good of a goalie you are, it's just ridiculous trying to save that shot. So now 8 points ahead are going to be Phantoms. 5 minutes into the game, Paradox here trying to find a little bit of a shot, but no, Sundance, and it's going to be cleared away into Baguette's hands, goes for that pass, but the stack on Phantoms are too fast, and immediately the clear and boost here comes in from Matty and Torin, and trying to recollect, and doesn't quite find the disc. Actually, nobody finding the disc except Echo there on the clear. So now another clear coming through. The stack is also coming through, looking for the 3-point shot, but not quite making it. Baguette looking for the second opportunity, but it's just not there. You have to take advantage of this Paradox if you want to get anywhere near Phantoms in this round. that was an opportunity that you should not miss, and that's going to be a heartbreaker for Paradox.
They had a second chance to capitalize on that shot. They weren't able to finish it, and they're going to regret that one. But as it's passed out to Sundance, and this Phantoms team just takes their time with their passing, they're just making quick work of this defense as they find the shot. Nillywick from Sundance at 25 meters. They make these long passes. They make the long shots. They can make plays happen from anywhere on the court.
And of course, 25 meters away, but I mean, Nillywick being Nillywick never misses that shot. I mean, I'm sure he does, but I don't think I've ever seen it. A little bit of a strange boost here coming out from Paradox, maybe trying to change this up, but however, it doesn't really work. Sundance taking that shot on the goal, not quite working out, but Nillywick, again, just going for the back pass, so they fail the first defensive attempt, so they take so much time on the back end so that they can get as many passes in as possible. And here comes a great passing play between Tori, Nillywick and Matty, but what a save from Echo Zero, and a clear will take it again into the Paradox hands, but a little bit of a headbutt now. Paradox trying to get the clear and boost, but again Phantoms just lining up all of the stuns there and eventually getting the disc back to Sundance, who's going to try and get that pass to Torin. And at the back line, they're also just taking so much time. They'll never clear it unless they have a stack available to go for it, like right this minute, which is right now. They're just trying to bait out the stack, and then when they do, they go for that pass. It makes it so difficult to cover them because they're moving just all of the time, and they take the easiest opportunities, and there's one straight to Nillywick and straight into the goal. Now 13-0 to Phantoms, and an absolutely excellent passing play.
Phantoms is just able to work their way up the court every which way, every time. They're incredibly strong offense and incredibly strong positioning. And like you said, they just constantly keep moving, so it's incredibly hard to read them and respond to.
Absolutely, and it's like they never make a mistake. I mean, it's definitely not like that's the case. I mean, the teams at the moment are pretty far from never ever making mistakes, but I mean, they happen, but you can't see them almost because they correct them so quickly. And this 3-point shot missing, and going into the Paradox hands there. So, I mean, there is one mistake, I guess you could say. But Nillywick slapping it straight down, going into Sundance's hands, trying to get the steal, but the clear isn't there. And Nillywick is very, very well positioned to get that intercepted, and this one looking to bounce down to Torin, and he's just going to throw that straight down behind the back into the goal. 15-0.
Just incredibly strong play from Phantoms. An effortless shot, or what looked like an effortless shot from Torin. He's just able to... He doesn't respond to it. You see his body language doesn't respond to it. The only thing that responds to it is his wrist as he slaps it downward and into the goal.
Absolutely, and Phantoms, of course, looking to just keep their record through the rest of this cup. It would be the first time. I mean, this is already an unprecedented record in Echo Arena, but if they were to complete this entire cup and go through to the finals without losing a single game, I mean, that would just be ridiculous, and I'm sure that's what they're hoping to do. Which, I mean, I definitely would be. Paradox here looking for a clear and boost of their own, but you see Nillywick immediately stopping it, and the recognition from Phantoms is just so quick. This pass back here coming to Matty, as he's not really left with a lot of open space, so taking the back pass there to try and force that pressure out. Nillywick there up front to keep the goalie in check, but that pass not quite working out, and yeah, I mean, just the pressure on offense, the way that they position themselves on offense to keep Paradox's defense at bay, to stop them pressuring them, it's so smart, and it's so good. And Torin here looking for a 3-point shot, just missing though. Sundance though recollecting, not going to phase them at all, as this one coming off Echo's head as Sundance tries to throw that in. That pass goes straight to Torin, and back to Nillywick. Nillywick looking for that 1-on-2, one of the rare opportunities we'll see from Phantoms, but then again another dunk from Nillywick, going straight through the goal, and that's going to be 17-0, ending the round for Phantoms.
A very strong initial performance from Phantoms. I mean, nothing can be said more, nothing can be said less. Incredibly strong performance, 17 points in the first round, a complete shutout. Phantoms looking to continue this lossless streak into the postseason, and they're definitely doing it with the first round of the tournament today.
Absolutely, and I mean, I gotta say, I'm impressed. I was impressed by Paradox's ability to keep them at bay in the first 2 minutes of the game. I mean, it took 2 minutes for Phantoms to score the first goal, which, I mean, it might not seem like a lot, but in Echo Arena, that's an absolute eternity to score the first goal. So that's pretty impressive to keep Phantoms at bay for that long. But after the first initial couple of goals, it may have been Phantoms finding their rhythm or Paradox losing theirs. It just fell completely apart for Paradox. I mean, they could reset going into round 2, but it's very, very difficult to do that, especially when you're shut out 17-0.
But that stack, that defensive stack from Paradox was doing the right thing. They had the right idea. They were trying to put constant pressure on Phantom's offense, but Phantom's passing and positioning was just too strong. They were able to respond to the pressure and find passes every time.
Absolutely. They expect to just be pressured all the time. And Phantom's comms, I know they upload videos every so often of their comms as well as in their games, and it's always just so clean, and it seems like there's absolutely nothing that doesn't need to be said. And I know Torren emphasizes that a lot, and that pass going straight to Nillywick as he floats on through. So just Paradox's stack, I believe, not getting back quite as fast, and that is more what I expected from Phantoms at this start of the game. It took just 12 seconds to score that goal, and now Phantoms looking to continue that.
Phantoms did it in the first round, and they're more than likely going to do it in the second round. So with Joust advantage, Echo 0 to receive it in the tube, try and find a pass along the floor, but they'll lose possession again to this Phantoms defense.
Yeah, and again, oh, here comes Nillywick trying to recollect in there. Bubble, not quite, and this one just going to bounce straight to Matty, and Matty immediately looking for the back pass. So Torren just assessing the situation a little bit better from the back line, and Nillywick going to pass straight to Tundance, who is just going to wait for everyone to pressure them and then take the dunk into the two-pointer.
Triple coverage too. Then they weren't able to stop him in the bubble. They saw Sundance coming, they saw him approaching goal, but they just weren't able to coordinate and effectively pressure him.
Yeah, and Paradox, I think they might need to change up their defense a little bit here. I mean, it's very difficult to do that mid-round, and even mid-game, or even between games. As this pass just coming straight to Nillywick and straight in for the 2-meter shot, 7 meters down. But Paradox maybe need to change up their defense and try covering more of the players, doing a 4-man cover instead of doing that stack, because, I mean, Phantoms just recognize the stack almost immediately. They just do the back pass, and then as soon as a stack pressures the back pass and one of them gets stunned even, it's kind of over, and it's always automatically basically a goal for Phantoms because their passing is just so clean and they take those high percentage shots.
And they will find that pass through the mid, but yet with possession they'll send it back, and they're trying to get their offense started, but under pressure, Phantoms is going to get the interception. They're just making it way too difficult.
The shot coming here, Nillywick looking to recollect here, but no, it's going to be Torren. Now with the pass to the shield, but missing the grab is Nillywick, and eventually going to be cleared again into the Phantoms zone, but just look at the stack. Paradox actually following pretty closely behind, and Echo 0 looking to recollect here. The pass to Oculalen, but the communication isn't there, and Oculalen not expecting the pass until it's right next to him. So this pass is going to go straight to Matty. Matty's going to take the shot straight away, and it's going to be straight in from Phantoms, and that is a testament to just how flawless Phantoms play seems sometimes.
And that's another 3 points on a long shot, on a long fadeaway shot. There was lateral movement. They had to compensate. It was nonetheless a long shot, and it looked good too.
Absolutely, and Paradox had a chance there. They could have walked that up, but the communication just wasn't quite there. The pass to Oculalen, but Oculalen just wasn't recognizing it. That one going off the post there, and Torren just going to back this out straight to Matty, and he's just going to take the 2-pointer yet again. But they did have an opportunity and they didn't take it, and I mean, it's few. The opportunities on goal that you get for Phantoms are few and far between. So you got to take advantage of those, and when you don't, I mean, they just destroy, which is kind of what's happening right now.
But they will get this joust advantage rollout.
Oh.
They'll get this long shot attempt.
No! That was in.
Yeah, they'll pick it up in front of the goal. They'll try and find it behind the goal, and at least they'll get 2 points on the board. Torin will take it away from them on the scoreboard. But they'll get on the board. So this is the first time that they've got on the board. 5 minutes, 50 seconds in the second round. We've got a score from Paradox.
Yeah, I'm not sure if what happened there was on purpose. Grabbing the disc, player maybe not recognizing it was in, or maybe they were recognizing that the Phantom stack was getting back and wanted to take a little bit more time with it. Anyway, now they are on the board, so Niliwick just gonna get that back pass yet again to Matty, and they're just gonna wait for this stack. Now spreading out a little bit more, but they're missing the player on the back line, so Torin is just gonna walk that through after the pass from Sundance. So they're starting to split up a little bit more here instead of using that stack, which was helping to delay a little bit, but they missed Torin there on the back line, and that just caused the goal.
Paradox just not able to respond on defense. They got points on the board, but Phantoms will put points right back up. So they responded in kind, and Akila Allen trying to find some time in the bubble, getting stunned out. But they'll get a steal again as they approach the bubble. Akila Allen will get a second chance, setting it to Nest, but under pressure, they're going to lose it. And just a lot of stuns coming out, a lot of pressure as they send it to the floor.
Good job here by Paradox taking the time here, and Baguette here looking to walk this through and finds the 2-point shot. Very, very well played there by Paradox, taking that back pass while Phantoms were a little bit disarrayed, and now they've got 4 points on the board. I mean, even if they didn't get any more, this is still, I mean, pretty impressive to get 4 points against Phantoms, to be honest.
And they'll take what they can get. So with this joust advantage to Phantoms, one of the rare few joust advantages we've seen, they'll quickly roll out into this bubble, and they'll find this. They won't be able to find that shot. It will bounce off the crossbar. They'll be able to recover it off post. They'll get stunned out again, and it's Paradox trying to get it out of the bubble. They'll get it off the wall. They'll slap it to floor, but they just aren't able to get it past that backline player.
Great use of stuns there by Paradox, and that causes, yeah, but that clear and boost just isn't as fast. I mean, just look at the stack from Phantoms. Paradox here just getting stunned away, and now Matty looking for that back pass, but very well intercepted there by Baguette, and now looking to just walk this up, looking to find a pass. Doesn't find one though, because Matty with the read absolutely read him like a book, and now Torin with that pass to Niliwick, and Niliwick's going to look for another 3-point shot. Actually, no, it's going to be a pass. What a cross there to Matty, and the pass coming straight back to Sundance, and the pass to the shield there, going to Niliwick, and walking it in again for 2 points.
3 minutes on the clock. Phantoms, they've got time to do whatever they want. They can run down the clock. They can put more points on the board. Paradox has to do something. You know, they want to come away from this game with at least a feeling of accomplishment or something. So they've got to put points on the board, and they got to do it now.
Absolutely, and oh, that QB is not going to help. And Matty and Torin with the clear and boost now, and just bouncing down. Is going to find Matty's hands eventually. Going to look to back that out, and the call that both of the defenders are stunned comes through, and the pass to Sundance immediately after. I mean, just the communication again from Phantoms is absolutely incredible there. It was so quick, the stuns, between the stuns and then the pass and then the dunk, it was just so quick.
But that's what they're known for, this incredibly quick play, incredibly quick coordination. So with this rollout, Echo Zero to receive it, sending it to the floor to Senior Loco, but under pressure, he doesn't see that coming. He'll try and find the pass forward, but it will miss its target and will go into the hands of Phantoms once again.
Yeah, and Niliwick looking for the back pass, and now just looking to play as much time as they can, but doesn't mean they're not gonna make any offensive plays. I mean, they're still walking this up, even though they're just passing between each other, basically. They're not staying back, and in fact they've managed to find themselves all the way in the 2-point bubble, but unfortunately just going to ding that, and Matty looking to recover now. It looks like he will, and yeah, I mean, another a thing that's it seems very small at first, but the way that all of the players on Phantoms, they're able to read the disc so well with their stacks. It's absolutely incredible. And even on the by themselves, you just see how quickly even individual players will get to the disc after what seems like an odd bounce. It's kind of incredible, and the stacks are able to adjust to that just as well, which is, I mean, absolutely insane. And I mean, their stacks are very quick, but also incredibly accurate for how quick they are. And that pass coming straight behind to Niliwick again. So 3 players finding themselves in the goal, and as soon as Phantoms realize that their defense is at disarray, they just make that pass and slam it in straight again.
Incredibly strong offense from Phantoms. These last 30 seconds, they run out. This is the second round. This is the end of the second round. Phantoms pulled off the sweep. Incredibly strong offensive performance from Phantoms. Paradox doing their best to stay in it. They played physically. They played as hard as they could, and we've watched it. We've watched their defensive stack try and keep up with Phantoms' constant positional play, constant change, and they'll try and get that shot, but just, you know, as this game runs out, Phantoms is still trying to put points on the board, and, you know, this is a secure victory for them. They'll walk away with this first round of the tournament victory. They swept Paradox in 2 games, and just very strong performance of the day for Phantoms.
Yeah, absolutely, and you gotta recognize that they just don't quit ever scoring goals. Even it doesn't matter what team they're against, whether they think they're gonna absolutely smash the other team or not, or whether they're already smashing the other team. I think they might have slacked off a little bit. I mean, not to discredit Paradox's offense at all, but as soon as those couple of goals happened, Phantoms were like, okay, and then they just went on a scoring streak again after that, and they just tightened up everything. And as soon as you think you found a loophole in Phantom's defense or their offense, I mean, they just adjust, or they just tighten it up so quickly that you're unable to really do anything with it or get any lead. And that is just why Phantoms are so far ahead in the lead so far.
Incredibly strong coordination from Phantoms, and we're going to continue to see Phantoms do a lot of great stuff today as we approach the second round of the tournament, and then after that, the third round.
Yeah, so next up, we've got Quackheads versus Paradox. So absolutely stay tuned for that one. That one to be a very good match. And Paradox, I mean, shouldn't come away from this match at a complete loss. I mean, they should try and look at what they did really well, which, I mean, their passing was phenomenal for being against Phantoms. Their passing was incredibly quick and was pretty accurate. They just need to tighten up their comms, and I mean, if they can get 4 points against Phantoms, they can get 4 points against anybody at least. So as we come to the conclusion of this round, next we're going to move on to Quackheads versus Paradox, so stay tuned. Hello everybody and welcome again to the VRML Cup, and today we have, right now we have Paradox versus Quackheads. So joining me today is my co-caster Sputnik Cobra and SoMuchForSubtlety on the cams. How's it going, Sput?
It's going well. I'm looking forward to this second matchup. We've got Team Paradox coming away from their first round loss to Team Phantoms. Team Phantoms making quick work of them. But this time they're going to be up against Quackheads, and I think this is going to be a much better matchup for them. It's going to be a much better game for all of us as viewers, as casters, and it's going to be an exciting one.
Absolutely, and I'm expecting this one to be at least, very close. From the personal experiences I've had with both of these teams, and I don't think these teams have actually played against each other in the season for VRML, but I'm sure they'll play together in scrims, and I actually haven't seen it, so I'm very excited to see how these two teams in particular are going to compete.
And with this neutral joust underway, we touched initially by Paradox, and they'll get the second touch on it at the ceiling, but they'll lose it to Gob. And Gob with possession, just approaching, going for that long shot, finding it. It's on target at 33 meters. So less than 20 seconds off the clock, we will have a 3 on the board in favor of Quackheads to start this off.
Quackheads making their first impressions very quickly there, and immediately going for the 3 and making it. So good job there to Gob for making that shot, very difficult one, and Oculallen just losing the disc there because of the pressure of the Quackhead stack. Now looking for a clear and boost, infiltrate, actually now Irony Man and Gob, now 3 players in the position, just walking it up and making that back pass to find a little bit more time. So now with that pass coming through, just missing Gob there, it's going to be recollected, it looks like, by Baguette, but no, he's stopped by Gob again with the stun. And Gob now just looking to find a pass, and Infiltrate still left open there at the shoulder, and Infiltrate's just going to plant it straight in again for another 2 points, extending the lead now to 5, just a couple of minutes in this game.
A nice approach from the upper block, and it looked like a nice roll off of his fingertips into that goal. Goalie wasn't able to respond, so we'll take 2 points at 3 meters.
And, here we go, Paradox getting the just advantage again, taking it a little bit slow this time. Last time they lost the disc pretty much right off the bat, and now they're going to lose it straight again to the Quackhead stack. They just need to find their comms basically before they're throwing the disc, just so that they all know, they know where the passes are, so they don't have to just go off of a reaction of seeing somebody, which it seems like is what's going on right now, as they're just not able to make the passes before the stack of Quackheads are able to get to them. So Irony Man looking to just walk this through, finding as much time as he physically can, and now finding that pass to Gob as he's just left uncovered, and a great bounce shot there, good placement there into the right hand corner. It's going to be very difficult to save, and it's going to extend the lead now to 7, just 2.5 minutes through.
Paradox has quick, they have their work cut out for them. They have to respond to the 7-point deficit. It's less than 3 minutes off the clock too, so they've got to start putting points on the board right now.
There you go, that's good to see. Now from Paradox, but again, just losing the disc to the stack. But they did find at least a couple passes, and this shot by Irony Man is incredible, slotting it there between that little block and the shield. Absolutely incredible shot there from Irony Man, and Quackheads just seem to be absolutely on point right now.
They're definitely getting all of these goals in quick succession. They definitely have the ability, with the frequency that they've made these shots at, they definitely have the ability to pull off a mercy if they continue it.
Absolutely, they just need to leave all of their passes open if they can. That one's just missing Baguette's hands, so these little mistakes are just, they're getting punished very, very often by Quackheads. And Senor Loco this time looking to walk this through. That pass to Baguette is going to be good, trying to walk it through, but he's covered pretty briefly there by 3 defenders and tries to take the shot through all of them. Doesn't quite work out, and this boost and clear, not quite finding the stack though, Quackheads. So Paradox are going to find the disc again, and a clear straight through, actually almost makes that pass to Oculallen. but unfortunately not quite making it. And now looking for the clear and boost, but first of all, for the first time in quite a long time, missing it. So Irony Man now looking to just pass his back straight away. And Middleman looking to get that pass to Infiltrate, who's just left uncovered pretty briefly, and he gets that shot, which I think hit Echo's head, but still went straight into the goal. So now 12 points ahead, and not even halfway through the game. And Quackheads, they're not being punished for the little mistakes they're making. Paradox has to recognize that, you know, when they fail that clear and boost, they have to get there with their own stack, because I mean none of them were stacked up at that point, and they weren't making another one, so they could have just gotten there. But Irony Man looking to walk this on through, but good defense now by Paradox, and the stack coming through very timely there. Infiltrate looking for the disc, but there you go. Now Paradox is trying to look for that clear and boost, although the clear not quite getting through, and now looking to just put pressure on, and the stack now splitting up from by Paradox is going to give them a lot of time, but really good interception there by Echo, but the clear isn't there, and it's just going to bounce straight back into Irony Man's hands. Senor Loco though this time gonna get that clear,
but it's not able to find its way out, and it's still in the hands of Quackheads. They'll lose possession there, but yet we'll be able to find that clear, and let's see if they'll be able to chase it down and get possession in that backfield, and they'll find a shot. They'll be able to find that shot at 16 meters. Recovering it off the ceiling will be Echo 0 with 3 points on the board, and this is what they need, and they need to keep this momentum. They need to capitalize off this. If they can't, then they're not going to be able to really contest Quackheads.
There's what Paradox really needed. The clear and boost was very quick and very accurate as well. They just needed a couple of points, and now they're looking for a comeback. I mean, it's a pretty big one at this point. To make this many points, I mean, it's still very doable with 4 minutes remaining. It's more the mental hurdle that you have to get past now. And Irony Man though, just missing the hands on the disc, and this is going to give Quackheads, Paradox another opportunity. Baguette here looking for the 3-point shot, but it is just intercepted by Infiltrate. Infiltrate being one of the... So wait, hold on, because Irony Man immediately getting that grab after the miss. The stack from Paradox coming very quickly after the grab is missed, and Irony Man finding, somebody on Paradox making that shot, but it bounces off Irony Man's head before going into the goal.
So we'll be joust advantage to Quackheads, and they'll get this quick successive passing. They won't be able to find the second one along the wall. They'll recover it, send it to the floor, and retrieve it under pressure. They'll send it straight up to Irony Man. Irony Man will try and find that cross pass, getting it to its target, and they're going to take their time as they approach this bubble.
And I gotta mention, Infiltrate here is one of the subs, the frequent subs in the season for VRML, although now joining Team Quackheads. He's just a great all-round player. I mean, he can play pretty much anywhere. Actually, Baguette getting this steal here, but that very, very unfortunate clear is just going to bounce straight into Middleman's hands, and Gobshite now trying to find that pass to Infiltrate, and it is a good one, and so is that shot, but just missing off that off the ding, and now Middleman just looking to back this out for a pass. Oh, just recognizing it there. It's Senor Loco, but not able to get it, but great save there, and now the clear from Paradox is coming through, and Baguette and Irony Man. Sorry, Allen. I'm getting mixed up on my words. And Allen taking that 3-point shot as the goalie is just not ready. And that's a really good recognition now by Paradox. And now they're just 4 points behind. I mean, it's very doable now at this point. A great comeback we're seeing here from Paradox.
Don't say comeback yet. They haven't tied it up, but incredibly strong performance from Paradox. Paradox is looking like a different team, and you have to admire that they have no quit. They have absolutely no quit. They've been having these very difficult matches against them. They've had their work cut out for them, but you can see the physicality. They're continuing to challenge every encounter as best as they can, and they are just trying to take as much away from this performance as they can.
And I feel like we have to mention that also before this, they got what is... I mean, you can't mention it in any other way. I mean, they just got stomped, basically, by Phantoms, but Infiltrate here looking for a 2-point shot. But yeah, they got basically stomped by Phantoms in the last game, and it seems like they've been able to recover from that. And they've managed to get some momentum here. in the first round of this game. So it was looking pretty good for Paradox, but now Quackhead's looking to shut that down. But this pass coming through, just finding Echo's hands there, and Echo trying to find a little bit of time, but no, that pass is going to be missed. And here's where they need a stack, although maybe not, because Baguette is going to put some pressure there on his own there. This clear and boost now coming in from Infiltrate and Gob, not quite making it, but it is still going to find Gob's hands yet again. And here comes a defensive stack from Paradox, who's going to look to find a little bit of time with the disc now. Senor Loco just walks this up. He's not pressured just yet. He does find the clear first of all, but the Quackhead stack is just a little bit faster. Senor Loco there forcing the clear, which might buy them a little bit of a possession here. Echo Zero taking the shot, and it's a brilliant one there, making that, but it just might be too far away, as there is just 10 seconds remaining, and that is going to be the game. They were very, very close there to that comeback. They were just 3 points away, but it's not going to be possible, and it's going to be Quackheads taking the first round.
But if Paradox can continue this momentum, if they can carry this over into the second round, you know, this is going to be a different series for them. They're finding some traction. You know, after the huge loss to Phantoms, it's difficult to get back into the groove, but they're showing that they can do it, and they have no quit. And I admire them for this. It's good to watch this. You have players that are playing physically, they're giving it their all, and to see them gain traction is rewarding. It's incredibly rewarding.
Absolutely, it is, and it's one of the most difficult things, in my opinion. Is the mental side of things. It's so hard not to get, you know, tilted when you're losing, when you just came away from a game that, I mean, did not go very well at all for Paradox, and they came away from that game looking like they just won 10 in a row. At least halfway through that game, something clicked, and then they just started scoring point after point. It was a little bit too late there at the end, and I think one of the 2-point shots from Quackheads maybe saving them there from that comeback. But the great shots in succession really brought their mental game back, and they were really able to benefit from that. They were their passing and just everything seemed a lot cleaner. And I've got to assume we can't, of course we can't hear it, but the comms, I'm imagining, are probably much clearer now, as they are able to get these passes a little bit quicker. But Quackheads again finding the disc first, and Infiltrate finding that 3-point shot, and the great communication by Quackheads, and the goalie is stunned away, and Infiltrate will take that shot.
And they're not looking to allow Paradox to get any type of initial momentum. They want to stop whatever success that they had in the end of the first round, and they're trying to do that now, especially with that quick rollout and that quick 3-pointer.
And I can see already Paradox changing up their joust strategy a little bit. Unfortunately, just losing the disc there on the pass, but instead of throwing it immediately from the quarterback, they are waiting a little bit of time just to allow the attacker in whatever tube that they're passing to. They're allowing them to find a little bit more time to see which passes they have available. Iron though looking to walk this into the 2-point zone, but that is a tight angle shot there from Middleman, and it is going to be a great save there from Echo. Now looking for the stacks is going to be Paradox, and they are going to find one. Echo Zero here looking for another 3-point shot, but just not on target this time. And now Baguette trying to find the disc for himself. He's just going to walk this through with a little bit more time. Now the pass to Senor Loco, and they're just passing between each other now. There is a pass uncovered. They're trying to move himself to above the goal, but no, it's just going to be Echo Zero taking that straight 2-point shot. And I think the goalie may have been stunned there as well, so good job now by Paradox on the return.
Paradox finding their own rhythm, taking time on that offensive bubble pressure, and that offensive push, and finding the passes that they needed to enable that goal.
Yeah, and it seems like they weren't phased at all by that initial 3-pointer. Infiltrating now going to be forced to back this out because of the defense, but a little bit of a defensive mishap there from Paradox. But Quackheads missing the pass also. Gonna just be backing it out this time so that they can regather, but Middleman taking that shot from the just outside of the shields. Now 3 points ahead, sorry, are going to be Quackheads. And yeah, just an overall great play there. Both teams messing up, Paradox missing their covering a little bit on the defense, and then Quackheads missing the pass, so the choice to back it out there was taken very well. But now it's going to be Paradox on the attack, and Baguette looking to find this disc after the recovery, but no. It's going to be found by Senor Loco. This one looking to be recovered by Echo Zero, trying to walk it in through the bubble. Backing it out there to Baguette, and then the stun and the shot yet again comes in from Baguette and Echo Zero. So a very, very good team play here. We've seen that twice already from Paradox, and yeah, the communication showing that it is definitely clear, as we saw in the last couple plays.
They did exactly what they did the possession before. They found the time, they found the spacing, and they found the shot. So it's a 1-point game in favor of Quackheads. So this isn't a big lead. This can easily turn in the favor of Paradox, and they can take the second round.
Yeah, and here comes Middleman with that interception, and it's going to be Irony Man here trying to walk this through to Gob, and he is just going to get that shot straight on through. A little bit of miscovering there by Paradox, and they weren't able to find the stack at the back. Just led to that 2-point of just being walked through. They're now 3 points ahead yet again, Quackheads, but it's going to be Paradox again with the joust advantage, and we've seen Echo Zero absolutely take off with those 3-point shots in the last couple of games. He has 8 points now for his team. So yeah, let's see if in this round 2 he can continue that 3-point momentum and just clean up that lead. But Middleman here is just going to get the interception after a couple of stuns there. That's a great clear immediately from Senor Loco, but unfortunately no stack there to collect it. Looking to just put a little bit of pressure on now with Paradox and Oculal and Baguette. Just a little bit of mishap on the stack, and that's going to be a shot just not quite going to make it there. Echo Zero gonna try and find this clear and boost. Oculal and Baguette on the boost, but they just can't get it because Infiltrate with the leech, and which forces them to just split up, as they do not want Infiltrate to get there first. I mean, but it does get there anyway. Now the stun from Echo Zero is going to buy him the disc, and he's just going to look to walk this up straight again for another offensive play.
So Baguette taking his time on the floor, trying to find these passes, trying to bait that defense out of position to find an advantage. It will bounce off the Geo into the hands of Irony Man. And with that clear, Quackheads is looking to put points on the board in that bubble of Paradox.
Yeah, Paradox very quick on that stack. Oh, the pass just missing there. Senor Loco's hands, and Gob finds the disc and then backs it out. Irony Man now waiting for the rest of their offense to get through. Now the pass to Infiltrate, and Infiltrate just going to walk this through to the ball, and the bounce shot just not going to be quick enough, and Echo Zero is going to be going to get to that disc. Now the clear and boost yet again. Going to be a stack race, and it looks like it's actually going to be Paradox winning this one, and it is going to be a 2-pointer there for Paradox. So now just 1 point ahead, Quackheads, and Paradox looking to bring this back yet again.
And I'm hoping that they can do it. I want to see a third round. I want to see Paradox come away with a round win and maybe the series victory. They've been working hard, and I've been enjoying watching them play, so only a 1-point deficit, they can do this.
Absolutely they can, and there's a mispass from Infiltrate, but it's just going to bounce through straight to Gob, and the pass going through, but a great interception there by Senor Loco, the immediate slap here, and it's going to look to be Baguette trying to find it, but no, it's Infiltrate getting to that first, and now Middleman looking to just walk this up. Again, waiting for the defense to get there, the offense to get there, sorry, but it's going to be Paradox's stack getting to that first, and Baguette now trying to find that pass further up. Actually, that shot coming very close, and Senor Loco trying to find the 2-pointer, not quite there, but Baguette with another shot opportunity. Infiltrate there again, but stolen back out again, but no, Gob with the stun is going to deny the offense by Paradox. So a lot of steal in quick succession, and that mail shot's going to come in through from Gob. An amazing shot there, and that's going to bring them 4 points ahead.
Paradox needs to find their passes. They need to quickly respond to this. They got 3 minutes on the clock. They can do it, but they just can't let this lead get ahead of them.
Yeah, and they just have to keep the momentum that they had earlier on. We know that they can make those shots, but they're just missing them time and time again, which I mean, it might just be the pressure getting to them again. And middleman now looking for that clear, but it's going to be intercepted yet again. And the stack coming through now for Paradox, looking to find another 2-point opportunity, and there's Baguette slotting it in there. So now finding the 2-point gap. Now is going to be Paradox yet again, responding in just 17 seconds to that initial goal. So maybe not losing any momentum now, and trying to find the stacks. The stacks from Paradox now looking a lot more clean than they were earlier on in the game, and even last round. So yeah, doing very well now, and they're just trying to put as much pressure as they can, force those passes to be missed, and there's one, and this should be collected again by Paradox. So very good job on pressuring there, and good recognition. That pass, unfortunately, though, just missing, and it's going to be Quackheads now with a disc. Middleman trying to walk this in, the pass to infiltrate, and the shot is a great save by Echo Zero. Really, really good defense now by Paradox, as they just walk this through, and the 3-point shot is going to be there, and they're going to take the 1-point lead now with that stack and clear. Great job there by Oculallen to finish that off.
And that's how you commit. This is how you work hard, and you work against the odds. And they're doing it right now. They got this 1-point lead. They got to maintain it, and they can force this third round and maybe come away with this series on Quackheads.
Yeah, and look, let's find it here. Just a minute and 20 remaining, and looks like it's going to be Quackheads here on the offense opportunity. Now it seems like it's Quackheads making all the mistakes, and this one actually going to bounce relatively close to being in now. But Paradox, they can't give up now. They've still got a minute remaining to guard or extend their lead, and looking to do it now actually is going to be Echo Zero with that interception, and they're just looking to waste as much time as they can. Playing this very smart now, and it's going to be Gob just passing. Just trying to cover that, but Echo Zero is going to get into the open spot, and Senor Loco, they're just wasting so much time now. Baguette trying to walk this in for another 2-pointer, and they will waste plenty of time, making it just 30 seconds remaining now, and they're 3 points ahead. Very, very well played there by Paradox.
Extremely well played. This is a different team. Well, we don't know if it was a different team because Phantoms is so strong, we didn't get to see the team perform. We didn't get to see them in their own light. But with this game against Quackheads, they've been able to shine, and they've been able to show that they have the skill and the teamwork that they need to win.
Absolutely going to be Irony Man looking here to throw this through for the 2-pointer, but they didn't recognize there. They absolutely needed a 3. Because now, closing out the round, it's going to be Paradox with the win on the second round, and we are going to round 3.
All I can say is good. And I want to see what Paradox can do in this third round. I want to see what they're capable of. They came back from the first round, they worked hard, and I think they can do great things in this last and third round.
They absolutely can, and I know from personal experience that they can, and we've seen that they can. I mean, Echo Zero taking some absolutely phenomenal shots, being the main striker and defender, it seemed like, at the start there by Paradox. Now Oculallen, though, also taking 8 points for Paradox, and Baguette taking 6 for himself as well. Echo Zero with 5 saves as well, though, and Senor Loco with 1, and assists all across the board. So really great job there by Paradox in that second round, and it seemed like it was Quackheads that were just making all the mistakes. There were plenty of missed passes, which, I mean, may have turned into goal opportunities, and I mean that was just a 1-point lead for Paradox at the end. So it may well have won them the round. That Quackheads were making these passing mistakes more often than they were before, and then Paradox recognizing them and getting on that disc and converting that into points for themselves.
And I really think a big factor was Paradox able to find that groove, able to find their pacing, and really control the tempo of the game.
Absolutely, as we kick off this neutral joust yet again, and it's going to be Quackheads winning this one again, and Infiltrate looking to try and find that shot on the stunned goalie again, and 2 points there initially for Quackheads, as they are very, very quick on both of their stacks, one of them getting to the goalie, and again Infiltrate taking the shot, almost an exact mirror of what happened last game, except of course that one was just a 2. But I mean, last game it didn't seem to phase Paradox yet at all, and looking to maybe not do it again. But that pass just missing. I wonder if that was a little bit of a result of the laggy interaction that Baguette had with the disc there. But now the shot from Gob, looking to try and find that, but not quite there. And going to be the miss, and good recognition now from Paradox. Oh, but the stun from Irony Man denying that pass and trying to force a turnover. Echo Zero though, just trying to get it out of there, and the stack comes through, trying to pressure that disc. But it's going to be Quackheads now on the offense, and Irony Man trying to look for a pass. Does get one there to Middleman, and now just backing it away. Trying to find some passing opportunities. Covered pretty well there, but Paradox, and then one opening, and that's going to be a great save from Echo Zero, but stolen straight back again by Infiltrate, and then slamming it straight in for the 2. So now 4 points ahead, but Paradox still looking pretty good. I mean, they weren't very disarrayed on the defense. They just found one opening there, which is, I mean, of course, it's very difficult to cover every single opening. But absolutely still rooting for Paradox here. Trying to look for this one. This one actually looking to go straight in. Wow, that was Baguette from 62 meters is going to make that off the bounce, and that's what Paradox wanted to try and bring back this game.
They need to not waste the momentum they just gained from that. As one of the players from Paradox outstretched his hands when that goal went in, that was a Hail Mary of a shot, and they need to capitalize on it.
Absolutely. But now Quackhead's looking to extend their lead again. Irony Man looking for the bounce shot, but it's just not on target, as he does get pressured there. So very good defense now by Paradox. And that one very quickly slapped away by Senor Loco, who's going to try and slap it away again, but it's just not... It's not enough to get out of the tunnel, and Infiltrate's just going to look to back this away again.
Yeah, okay, got you.
And with possession, Irony Man descended to the floor. Gobshite sending it immediately up to the ceiling, but not able to get it off that bounce. It will bounce to the floor, it'll be a scramble for possession. A stun out as it's still in this back court of Paradox. Paradox not able to get it out, and it's again in the hands of Quackheads.
Yeah, and Gob now just looking again to walk this up. And oh, that pass left open there by Middleman, the goalie trying to cover it, but just not quick enough. And Middleman's going to find that shot from the backboard there, extending the lead now to 3 for Quackheads.
Quackheads just needs to... Well, Quackheads, they've got a 3-point lead. Paradox needs to stay in this game. I want to see them put points on this board. I want to see an overtime. I want to see some crazy upsets. And I think they can do it as they take that long shot, but Middleman's going to get it. He's going to send it in the hands of Baguette.
Baguette here trying to walk this up. Oh no, but that laggy interaction maybe causing that goal. Nevertheless, still an 18-meter second shot. And it would have been difficult, nevertheless, to save that. But Baguette walking that in by himself, and now just 1 point behind is going to be Paradox.
That's fucking bullshit.
And chat coming in and showing support for these teams. Martin III saying, let's go, Paradox, and everyone wants to see what they can do. They're an impressive team, and they've been working against the odds to make amazing stuff happen today.
Senor Loco trying to find as much time as possible here with the disc. Don't know what happened there, just throwing it away a little bit here. And Gob looking to recollect now. Looking to just walk this through. Oh yeah, they are going to rematch there. Not sure what's going on there.
I guess they'll contest that goal. I don't know. I'm not a moderator. I'm not good with the rule set, so I don't know what they're gonna do. But obviously, somebody wasn't happy with that, or they're experiencing technical difficulties, and they're gonna try and resolve them.
Yeah, and it looks like they are gonna take the 2-pointer away from Baguette there, and yeah, it's gonna be again it's still gonna be Paradox starting with the disc. But yeah, I don't know what the rules around that are, but nevertheless, still resetting now, and Baguette looking to try and find that pass. but Oculon just trying to defend that, and Baguette trying to make it first to the disc, but Gob with the stun, and immediately with the 3-pointer, and now it's going to be 6 points ahead for Quackheads.
As there's a little bit of discussion in the chat as people are asking, is this legal? Are they allowed to do this? I don't know. I don't know. So you're going to have to ask a league moderator in Discord.
I mean, I've got to assume that Paradox were okay with it. And I mean, as soon as as long as both teams were fine with it, I mean, in my book, that's probably fine. But this pass coming out to Senor Loco, and now getting the pass to Echo Zero, and backing it out now to Senor Loco, and trying to get just a little bit of time with it. Walking this back as Baguette, and he's going to look to find a little bit of a bounce shot, actually. Not sure if that was supposed to be a pass, but Middleman trying to find that clear. And he does get it for himself, and actually this one looking good, but no, going to be blocked away by that shield. And looks like it's going to be Middleman trying to just clear this back to Infiltrate, and Infiltrate finding that pass very quickly to Gob, and now Shield is left open for Middleman, but he's just going to walk it back again, maybe wasting a little bit of time now, but Infiltrate getting the pass to the post, but he is stunned away immediately by Oculallen, and Baguette now finding the disc and looking for the time on the defense.
There will be a scramble for possession in that trap. It's going in the hands of Baguette. It'll be then going in the hands of Gobshite, and he'll send it down and towards that bubble, picked up by Echo. So it's another play in transition. They're trying to get their clears, and they're just having difficulty finding them as they get stunned in the backfield.
Yeah, and Gob finding a couple stuns there, denying that clear and boost, as Gob now tries to walk this up, and that passes very, very well, recognized by Senor Loco. A little bit of a self-pass there, not able to get the clear on through though, and Infiltrate looking to back this one out and just wait for the offense to get organized, actually doing it very quickly there, and Gob is going to be on the back line, and that's a really great pass just before getting stunned to Gob, and then putting it through on the back line. So now Quackhead's finding the rhythm, the same rhythm that we saw from them in the start of the first round.
But they still have this 8-point deficit to respond to. Roughly 4 minutes on the clock. They got to do everything right. They got to make some threes, and they got to pressure this defense.
And this pass not quite going to make it, but it's still going to be Senor Loco looking to recollect that, but that pass is to a stunned Echo Zero, but getting a little bit of a stun for themselves. It's going to be looking to get this one yet again, and Oculallen just trying to juke around, but that pass intercepted by Gob, and that offense was absolutely crucial if they wanted to get this lead back. But now it's going to be Paradox again trying to find it, but no, Infiltrate is going to find the 3-point shot before the Paradox are able to get organized in the defense. So good recognition there by Quackheads, and the disarray a little bit there by Paradox. I'm starting to wonder if that restart maybe threw them off a little bit.
Maybe. It could have taken away their momentum. And I was hoping to see a Cinderella story. I was hoping to see all these amazing things. They're still doing great, but they're having a hard time responding to Quackheads.
And this shot coming through to Quackheads. Oh my goodness, Gob just looking to make a point now. And yeah, it looks like Quackheads again finding a really great momentum, denying Paradoxes that we saw in the second round. That fluster of momentum they saw in the first half of the second half, sorry, of the first round, and then all the way through the second round, they were doing really great. But now looking to deny that, it's going to be Quackheads looking for another 3 points, but Man is going to make that rebound, and he's going to find them. Now 20-3, 17 points ahead. It seems like in a flash they've completely lost it.
They could be fatigued, they could be demoralized. They gave it their all, and they were able to pull out that second round win, but it's looking incredibly unlikely that they're going to be able to come away with the win in this third round.
And we get here with this pass to Oculallen, just looking for a couple of offensive opportunities, at least, and Senor Loco looking to walk this one through. They absolutely, I mean, I don't believe it's possible right now with just 90 seconds remaining. And if it is, I mean, it would have to be a ridiculous amount of 3-point shots on top of each other. but a lot of time is being wasted, precious time now, by Paradox, having to pass this back again, and it looks like it's going to be Quackheads trying to take this this round 3, and especially Senor Loco's going to lose it like that, and Gob trying to get the disc, but a little bit of a strange interaction there, maybe just missing the disc, and eventually making it to the back line into Ironman's hands, who's going to look for that clear and boost, and looking for the Mercy win now is going to be Quackheads on the offense, and Paradox trying to defend against this, and now Gob trying to lock this one up, but he is stunned out, and goes straight back to Infiltrate's hands, and now looks like it's going to be Iron Man and Gob looking for the pass to Infiltrate, and the bounce shot not there because Echo Zero making it timely, denying that Mercy win, at least for now, and Quackheads are looking to try and find this yet again for one last offensive opportunity, but it definitely is going to be Quackheads winning this round. I mean, so unfortunate because we saw Paradox looking like they were really going to take this one after winning that second round, finding the momentum, but just something happened there where it completely denied the momentum, whether it was the restart or whether it was something else, and yeah, but either way, going to be Quackheads taking this one, almost finding that Mercy in the third round, but not quite. But yeah, 2-1 in rounds for Quackheads. It's going to be the GGs.
But a great performance from Paradox nonetheless. A great performance from Echo Zero in goal. Really able to rally his team on defense and on offense. Just a great performance from every player all around on Paradox. And they should be proud of their performances today. This isn't the last match of the day, just to preface that, but they had an incredibly hard matchup against Phantoms. They have not as hard matchup against Quackheads, but they were able to pull off a round win, and they were able to get some good goals, some good teamwork, and it was a great display of Echo Arena for all of us.
Absolutely, and Paradox next are going to be playing Vertigo, which is definitely not going to be any easy feat, and it isn't for any team. So yeah, that's also going to be a very difficult matchup, but hopefully they can just take something from this round, the couple of rounds that they had here, where they've really found the momentum. Hopefully they can carry that on through to their next match. But next of all, we're looking at Phantoms versus Quackheads, which I mean, Quackheads of course looking to find also the momentum against Phantoms after winning this one. So yeah, that's going to be our next matchup. Anything to say, Spot?
I've got nothing.
Alright, well in that case then, that's going to be closing it away. So I've been Swift, that's been Sputnik Cobra, and on the cams, SoMuchForSubtlety, and we'll see you in the next matchup, which is very soon. Hello everybody and welcome back. Now we've got Phantoms versus Quackheads. We saw Quackheads do very well in their last game against Paradox, coming away with almost a mercy in that third round. Joining me yet again is going to be Sputnik Cobra, my co-caster, and SoMuchForSubtlety on the cams. How's it going, Sput?
It's going well, and I'm excited to see this final matchup today in this Tournament B for the semi-final appearance for the European division, and we will have Phantoms against Quackheads. I don't know, has Phantoms been undefeated today? Have they lost a round today?
I do not have it up right now, but I'm just going to say that I doubt it. Anyway, yeah, Phantoms again, looking to defend what I'm assuming. I should probably check. I'm assuming trying to still guard undefeated record, but cannot confirm because
well, nonetheless, it's going to be a very difficult matchup for Quackheads. Phantoms has been incredibly strong, and they continue to be incredibly strong. So Quackheads has their work cut out for them, not only for having to have a dynamic offense able to respond to Phantom's incredibly strong bubble defense, but also having their own strong bubble defense to respond to Phantom's extremely strong positional play and passing in the bubble.
and here Quackheads of course is just still trying to keep the momentum that they found in the last round, but we are going to kick this off. Team's starting to ready up now, and yeah, here we go. So going to be pretty interesting matchup between these two teams. I'm pretty sure they have matched up together before, but I have not seen it, so I'm very excited to see how both of these teams compete against each other as we kick off this initial joust.
And with this initial joust underway, it will come into the hands of Middleman. Middleman going for that shot to be stopped by Torin. An incredible fast boost play to get back on defense to stop it. So Phantoms with possession, they'll send it through mid. They'll try and find it off the Geo and get their offense started towards this bubble.
And Nillywick here finding a stun for himself. Again, we're just seeing these incredibly quick passing plays being being shown, but cast us curse a little bit as they immediately missed a pass, of course, as soon as I say that. But this pass to Torin is going to be absolutely beautiful anyway, so it doesn't matter, and he's just going to slam it in straight onto Middleman. And yeah, going to get the 2-pointer initially to kick it off. So you can already see the recognition just by itself. Never mind it, the incredible accuracy that Phantoms also has, but just the speed as well of the recognition of the passes is absolutely incredible, and their communication is just absolutely unscathed, really. And Matty here just trying to find this clear, fortunately bouncing off through the tube. Middleman trying to take a bit of an advantage of that, but no, it's going to be Nillywick with this grab. Just missing Torin on this pass here, and Torin looking to find a little bit of time here with the pass to Nillywick just missing. So again, just going to reset even further to try and find their rhythm. Sundance trying to find Nillywick here on these passes, but there's a lot of missed opportunities now by Phantoms, and now they're going to take, they're going to try and take this opportunity, and looks like Quackhead's trying to find the opportunity on the missed pass there. In fact, they are going to get this interception now, so Irony Man is going to try and get that past the Middleman, but unfortunately just missed there. It's going to be intercepted by Torin, and now Matty just waiting for people to get up front. There's no real rush here. This pass to Sundance, eventually making it to him, and the pass to Torin coming through, and again just backing it on through.
And they can take their time, they can pass, and they can pull this defense out of position because they don't need to rely on incredibly quick play because their strategy is so strong.
Yeah, of course. Again, you can just see how relaxed they are this game. They're really just, they're taking it so slow, and they finally find that pass to Torin on the post. So they just take it incredibly slow. They make sure that they get their passes on target, and yeah, and as soon as there's a single opening, it's called out, and immediately the pass comes through, and of course, that's going to be the another 2 points, extend the lead to 4 for Phantoms, but still 3 minutes remaining. So Quackhead's doing a pretty good job at the moment so far of holding off Phantoms from falling too far ahead. But here comes Sundance with that 3-point shot immediately after the pass. The defense from Quackhead's just not ready for that shot.
So this is like the little puff of like powder and mist that you see before an avalanche starts coming down a mountain. So maybe Phantoms is just getting started and they're going to start gaining that momentum and then be unstoppable, which we've seen them do before. So it's up to Quackheads to really put a stop to that right now.
Absolutely, and gotta say hello to everybody in the chat. So hello Recon. I see Mighty Quinn and Ninja Knight as well in there, as well as National Agency, talking about the support for their teams as this shot just rings on through for Nillywick, and he is just going to get that slap straight in again for the 3-pointer, just nicking the inside of the bubble, making it 7 meters. But yeah, now 10 points ahead from Phantoms, and Quackheads just weren't there at all on that defense, just leaving Nillywick after the missed shot to just walk it up again and go for that shot.
So with this joust advantage, they'll send it through the tube, they'll get it off the Geo, and they'll take the shot, but it will bounce off the crossbar, be picked up by Irony Man on the opposite side of the court. They'll send it up to the upper Geo, and they'll find that shot at 4 meters. So they'll get on the board. It took them a little bit of time, but Quackheads is still here, and they're ready to play.
Absolutely, and at least they did eventually find those 2 points, Quackheads, initially missing that 3-point shot, which I mean, you really can't do against Phantoms. There's no gaps really to miss. Every single time that you have an opportunity, you've got to take it. Otherwise, Phantoms is just going to guard their undefeated record forever. And this pass actually just ringing out through, and it's just going to go straight into the Quackheads defense, but taken here now by Sundance, who's forced to clear that away. Niliwick here just throwing it straight into the air after being pressured by Irony Man, and looking to clear this on through, but no, Matty is very well positioned to take that one, and Niliwick now just backing it on out, waiting for an open pass, and trying to recognize one here. Torrin actually left open at the bottom. Let's see if Quackheads will see that. No, they won't, and that pass is going to go through to Torrin, trying to walk it in. Actually, no, he's going to back it out yet again, so just wasting all the time in the world. Matty, Niliwick, Sundance, and Torrin, of course, they're just passing it between each other until they have a 100% chance of shooting and a goal, and that is going to be one with no goalie after forcing them out, and the pass to the backboard. They're just not shooting until it's 100% going to be a goal. They do not want to give Quackheads the disc basically ever when they don't have to. So they're literally just finding all the time in the world and trying to run the clock down in the first round.
It's all about time management, and right now they're just wanting to burn that clock down. They've got a sizable lead. They don't have to do anything. They just have to wait till the end of this round and then play hard for the second round and maybe take this in 2. Maybe Quackheads can take a round and force a 3rd round, but they're gonna have to start working hard to make it happen.
Of course, Niliwick here trying to find this pass to Torrin, and they're just trying to walk it in yet again. Torrin just getting that pass to Sundance. They seem so calm now. The pass to Niliwick is just going to slap it straight back to Torrin, and they're just going to wait forever and ever. And it feels like an absolute eternity to Quackheads. They're just holding the disc forever. And Quackheads, I mean, they aren't really pressuring. They need to get a stack to pressure here. I mean, I know I mentioned earlier that to really get the defense onto Phantoms, you really do have to spread out. But not this much. They're giving them way too much time. They're giving them so much time to run down the clock, and there's another 2-pointer there coming in from Torrin. They really need to get a little bit of pressure. They need to put at least one man just trying to pressure the offense there, but it's just not happening, and they've got all the time in the world to just sit back with the disc.
Absolutely, and they need to change the pace and the gear that they're playing in. They need to pull that goalie. They need to just play breakneck, and they'll take the shot and they'll find it, and they needed that. So that's 3 points on the board for them. Infiltrate to find that shot at 18 meters.
Absolutely, and it's still doable this first round from Quackheads. I mean, they aren't shut out just yet, but it still can be incredibly difficult. I mean, without it even being Phantoms in the way, of course, making it an absolute huge hill to climb, and especially if they're going to try and extend the lead even further, which it looks like Sundance and Torrin are trying to do with these passing plays up here, but that one just missing and going back into Niliwick's hands, and they're just so well positioned. Every single time that they miss a single opportunity, they never let Quackheads have their hands on the disc even once. They just constantly try and just keep their possession. Even when they miss a shot, they have a player immediately ready to get that disc. And Niliwick here with that immediate shot on the post, and maybe catching the goalie off guard there, changing up their momentum last minute, and just swinging that on through almost straight off the post, catching the goalie very off guard because of how slow the Phantoms have been playing so far at the back line. So really good job there by Phantoms to change up that pace. And Quackheads are just looking to at least hold them off for a little bit, and infiltrate with this pass to Gob, going straight back to Irony Man, but that one will just go off the head of Phantoms, and Torrin again just looking for another pass. You can just see in the way that they're passing and the body language that they have is that they're so calm, that they have no rush whatsoever. As Sundance will try and walk this one up and get that pass to Torrin on the open goal, and of course it's Torrin, so he is going to make that shot from 7 meters, and now 18-5 to Phantoms is absolutely going to seal this round.
Yeah, talking about their body language and how they're playing, you can see with their windups. Their windups, and they're not fast. They're very gradual. They're slow, and they're extremely pronounced. So they're telegraphing all their passes to each other, and they're getting in these positions, and they'll take another 3 from the ceiling. So, Phantoms is just incredibly strong. Their positioning is strong. Their mechanical ability is strong, and they're just overall an incredibly strong team.
Absolutely, and that is why they're going to take this first round 21-5. Of course, an incredible lead. But for Phantoms, I mean, it seems almost normal to have these leads like almost every single game, and it's just incredible how good they are overall as a team. That they're able to play fast when they need to, and they're able to play incredibly slow and run down the clock when they need to, which we saw them do this game. And they can just change the pacing so fast, and they're so fast at adapting, and then just forcing whatever they have to just work, and it works every single game. I mean, they've not lost, so I mean, for Quackheads to try and go against that, even before the game even starts, I mean, the record for Phantoms is wholly intimidating, and I mean, they look to shut them down. I mean, I mention all the time that Phantoms, as soon as the other team get a couple of goals, they just immediately shut it out, and they say, okay, this is their playstyle, we counter it like this, and then they don't let another point in for the rest of the game. So, of course, Quackheads, after finding just a couple of points, they weren't able to find any more, and I mean, hopefully they can in this second round try and bring it to 3 rounds, although it's a huge upwards climb for Quackheads.
Yeah, they're looking at the cliff face right now, and it's a sharp angle. But with possession, getting it forward, they're going to get 2 points. Less than 10 seconds off the clock, and they're going to get 2 points on the board. So they're already starting off this round incredibly strong.
Wow, and that is just a testament, really, just at the start of the round, to just how quick they can play when they want to. The pass coming in immediately to Niliwick, who's just going to score that 2-pointer 7 seconds into the game. No problem. Gobshite, though, taking a little bit of a shot here. Matty in the way, and also just missing the shot there as well. So this one trying to bounce back, and it's going to be Niliwick just pressuring that and forcing the passes to middleman. Just not quite as quick, Quackheads, with these passes, and not as accurate. But Iron here trying to find that pass to Infiltrate, and he is going to make it eventually after swinging round to the reset on the shield, and he is going to make that 2-point equalizer. And yeah, just a minute into the game, and I mean, Quackhead's looking pretty good with that one, but messing up a couple of passes in the process. You can just see the difference between the two teams just in the way that they're playing.
And this slow rollout by Matty, getting these 2 forward passes, and then this cross pass, and this stack from Quackheads just isn't there. They haven't been able to respond. They haven't been able to put pressure on this disc carrier. And he'll find a shot at 4 meters.
And Niliwick again just walking that up. As soon as they cover all of the passes, which, I mean, Quackheads are doing a pretty decent job at covering the passes now, but again, there's not really much pressure on the offender, so Niliwick just walks on through and puts it in for the 2 points.
And they'll roll out middleman to QB, sitting along the ceiling, will bounce in the hands of Sundance, and Sundance will send it to the floor for a geo pass. Will bounce past one of his teammates, it'll be picked up by the other, and they'll get it underneath the goal, and they'll get it in front of the goal, and they'll put it in softly at 0 meters.
Again, we see Phantoms, they just never take shots unless they're 100% sure it's going to go in. And sounding like a broken record at this point, because Phantoms are just absolutely stopping at this point. I mean, not so far into this round, I guess, because they're only 4 points ahead so far. But just you can just tell that Quackheads are just absolutely out of it at this moment. So Torin taking another 2 points, and it's incredibly difficult. Even if and I'm not discrediting Quackheads at all in saying that, of course, they have really great players on their team. They have great teamwork, but it's maybe just a mental game that they have to play at this point to get past that absolute hurdle that is trying to win this game against Phantoms. And Middleman again trying to find the disc to clear this away. Will not find the clear, and it is just going to go straight into Sundance's hands, who's again just going to waste a little bit more time with it, passing it back to Niliwick.
So Niliwick with possession, and again taking his time, trying to get that defender out of position, and he does. He sends it forward to Sundance. Sundance will continue to kite this defender out of position, and they'll just work this defense into all sorts of opportunities, but they'll make a save there. Middleman will find that save from behind, but they're not able to get the clear, and they'll send it back to Bowtie to restart this all over again.
Here comes Niliwick to Matty, and just missing the pass for once, and you can just see immediately, as soon as they miss a pass, they just immediately get the disc back and go for a reset. And Torian again looking for another shot, but Middleman absolutely on fire now on the defense. Let's see if they can turn that into an offensive opportunity here. Infiltrate trying to pressure, not quite there though, and it's going to be Niliwick trying to lock this one up to get a little bit of a high percentage shot. Actually, the goal being covered here by Middleman, and Torian getting that stun eventually, and goalie is stunned. It does get the stun, but no, it's going to be Torian taking this in for the 2-point shot. And again, Phantoms just put so much pressure on the Quackheads' defense that it's almost impossible to just hold for so long. And as soon as they miss one opportunity, they just get the disc again so quickly. I mean, it's like no other team does. As soon as they miss an opportunity, they recover it so quick, and they just don't let anything happen for the other team off of their missed opportunities, which is of course why they're still in an 8-point lead halfway through this game. And there you go, they missed the back pass there immediately. The stat came through, and Torian taking the disc yet again, taking this pass up to Niliwick. Niliwick going for that 2-point shot, but again Middleman with the save. Absolutely incredible stuff there from Middleman. And Matty there trying to take this up to Torian, and Torian going to try and put this in again, but just hitting the post there. And now Middleman proving a point here to Phantoms, and Torian now trying to put it through to the very corners of the goal, recognizing that Middleman of course is an excellent goalie. He's going to need to place the shots very well, and just dinging it there. Sundance is just left to run this one through until he is pressured, but now the pass comes in from Torian, and again he's going to dunk it in from the backboard. So Quackheads just need to recognize that that pass is almost always going to be open to Torian on the backboard, and he's just going to find himself a gap. And almost every single time he's going to make those points. Torian now getting 16 points for his team, of course being an excellent striker. And just looking at the stats, the team stats right now, Phantoms have 74% of the possession, and that 3-pointer will also ring on through for Sundance, 28 meters away. And Phantoms, they don't even give up, even when it's 15-2 and there's 3 minutes 30 remaining. They're still just going hard, and that is why they are the top team in EU at the moment, just because they never quit. Even when they're not losing, they just never quit, and they just improve constantly on the other team. But this one coming to infiltrate, just missing the 3-point shot, and they really needed that one. Matty though is going to try and take this one and throw it on through, and looks like it's going to be Phantoms again with that stack and the pace, just getting the disc yet again. Gob trying to put a little bit of pressure on there, but Matty getting the stun first.
Even though Phantoms is so incredibly strong and dominant in their play, and they slow it down, they play at this slower pace as a steal goes out and a shot attempt bounces off Nest. Even though they play like this, it doesn't come across as disrespectful. They play at this pace, and it benefits them, and they put points on the board. But it's also smooth. Everything's very elegant with this team, and their passing plays, and they're shooting, and they'll try and find a shot there. Will bounce down to Trench, but just Phantoms is incredibly strong, and it's very impressive to see that play.
Absolutely. And hello everybody from Echo VRML 1. See that raid? 34 of you. Hello. And Torian is going to try and walk this one in yet again from the bubble. That one bouncing actually looked good, but Middleman of course is going to get that save. And I got to agree with Ninja Knight there. Middleman, he's definitely one of the best goalies. I mean, in the world. I may even say, not just in EU. And also that coming against a team like Phantoms with an undefeated record, of course, is difficult on the mind to try and overcome that mental hurdle before the game even starts, and Niliwick just proving that with that 3-point shot. And it just seems like they never miss. I mean, their passing is so clean, and even when they make a mistake again, they just recover it so quickly. It seems like they never make a mistake, and it makes it so difficult for Quackheads now to try and come back. Just 90 seconds remaining in a ridiculous lead against Phantoms, which they're always looking to extend. Ironyman, though, looking for that 3-point shot. He is going to make it. Great shot there by Ironyman to try and bring them some points here. But definitely looks like it's going to be Phantoms taking this overall. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be Phantoms with the joust advantage. Not exactly like they need it.
A very strong showing for Phantoms today. They've definitely glistened and glimmered over these 2 channels, over these 6 casts, these 6 games that we've had today. And getting that offensive stun, Torin just adding salt to the injury and getting the shot at a meter as he pump fakes left, he pump fakes right, and then he just sends it right into the goal.
Yeah, and Torin getting a little bit of a solo play, one of the only solo plays, gotta mention, that you'll see from Phantoms. Torin managing to get that stun on through, and he's able to just walk it through because Quackhead's not really putting much pressure on it there. This headbutt play, though, and the 4-man being up, actually almost bounces in, but it's going to be denied, by Torin. And going to be Ironyman and Gob trying to find the defense, but Sundance shuts it out. 23-5 to Phantoms, and shutouts both rounds. And Phantoms again defending their undefeated lead.
Phantoms just being an incredibly strong team. Today was just an absolute showcase of their ability. And they play at this reserved pace, like we talked about their play being so low tempo, so reserved. I use the word elegant. It's very elegant. Just the way they approach these last few games, they apply their own strategies and they play the game at their own pace. And it just seems that these defenses haven't been able to read and respond to it appropriately.
Absolutely, and it's just so difficult. The mental hurdle you have to get past. When you start the game, it's kind of, hey guys, this team's never been defeated by anybody. Let's try and be the only team that beat them. I mean, it's kind of a ridiculous mental hurdle before you even start the match. And it's maybe why it's so difficult to beat Phantoms, and why they're just so calm and collected. And they just stay on top with such elegancy. I don't even know if that's a word, but it is now. Yeah, anyway, that is going to be the last game for today. So, any last words for the stream?
Thank you for watching us. Thank you for staying tuned and being with us for these semi-final qualifiers for the European Division.